Hi everyone, my name is Lorena. I am a certified ophthalmic assistant. I've been working with Dr. Kravitz for about 11 years now. And today I'm here to tell you certain tips that I've found over the years that have helped the overall health of my skin and eyes. So I'm going to talk to you today about synthetic versus natural hair makeup brushes. I found that certain types can collect more impurities and that can irritate your skin and affect your overall skin appearance and your makeup finish. So I'm going to talk right now about synthetic brushes and natural hair brushes and their pros and their cons. I also have my notes down here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the synthetic Pro. So this is a synthetic brush. If you could tell, it's dyed up top. That's usually how you know that it's a synthetic versus a natural hair brush. That's usually it's a one-tone color. So the good thing about the synthetic brushes is number one, they're cost effective. So they're available to everyone in every ranges. You could pay up to $500 for a set of brushes. You could pay up to $50 for a set of brushes. So it's a nice variety for everyone. They are vegan friendly. So again, that's another nice option when you have people who don't want to use any animal-based products. It works really well with liquid and cream foundation. Because it doesn't collect the impurities, or it doesn't stick onto here. You have a lot of the product going onto your face rather than sticking onto your brush. Another great thing about the the synthetic brushes is that they're a lot easier to clean. They maintain their shape after you wash them, so they stay nice and neat. So now onto the synthetic cons. I find that the bristles are just not as soft as a natural hair brush. They're a little harsher on the skin. So I tend to feel a little, not irritated, but just more aware of my skin after using a brush like this. Another thing that is a con, I feel that it picks up less product. So you have to whether reapply a little more or touch up after you're done. Another thing that doesn't work well with synthetics are powder products. So after you're using a foundation, a cream contour, and now you're going to apply your powder, your bronzer, you want to reach for a different brush, not necessarily a synthetic, because you're going to find yourself just constantly having to reapply until you finally get that final finish that you want. Okay, so now let's talk about natural hair brush pros. This is a natural hair brush. These are incredibly soft. They don't irritate the skin. I never feel itchy afterwards or aware of my skin. So I definitely like to use the natural hair brushes for that. Another great thing about natural hair brushes is that they pick up pigment really well and a little more precisely. So this, for example, is, I use this brush for blush, but if I wanted to use a blending brush for my eyes, I would pick up this brush. So very nice. It blends in really well, so you don't have the lines of each shade that you're using. It blends in nicely, so it gives you that overall nice natural finish. And again, unlike a synthetic brush, these work really well with powder products. So when it comes to face settings, bronzers, blushes, pigments to blend it in for your eyebrows, these are really great brushes to use. Now on to the cons of a natural hair brush. Because it's natural hair, normally they come from goat hair and any hair, animal hair, human hair. They have these little pockets of edges, or it kind of looks like a shelf of fibers in the hair that collect bacteria. So if it's collecting bacteria, it's also collecting the product. so you're picking up a little more than necessary. They also tend to shed, so I don't know if you're able to see, and these are really great, but if you find yourself, you're in the car, you know, after you're done doing your makeup, you're going on to work, and you're looking in your mirror, and you find these little hairs on your face, that's from your brush. It tends to shed, unfortunately. Because it picks up more product, there's more chances of bacteria growing on a natural hair brush. They're also a little more difficult to clean and maintain. I don't know if you could tell the difference, but this brush head is not as tight as this brush head, which this is synthetic. So when I wash it and I dab it onto a paper towel, it normally maintains its shape. When it comes to this, I really have to be careful and gentle with it, and just constantly make sure as I'm washing it that I'm not making it too disheveled, because then otherwise I feel I have to throw it out after a couple of uses. So, to help those who are guilty of not cleaning their brushes, there are several manufacturers that are providing antibacterial brushes. Now what that is that the manufacturer puts a charcoal coating on the bristles of the brush, therefore it helps repel any bacteria buildup. Now how long does that last for? I don't know, that's up to the manufacturer. That being said, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't clean your brushes. What it does say is that the brushes are most likely synthetic, not natural hair brushes, so therefore it won't provide an organic environment in order for bacteria to breed. Now some of the manufacturers or the brands that are providing these antibacterial brushes are Bare Minerals, DeBellum Tools, Clinique, Japonesque, and Sephora. Okay, so in this section I'm going to talk about things that are a little more eye health related. So over time, the mascara brushes and the containers itself tend to have a little more bacteria buildup. This increases your chances of eye infection, of myomitis, or any allergic reactions that you may have to the product. And although cosmetics, they have a very long shelf life, you always want to keep in mind when you buy them and just toss them. After a few months, 3 to 4 months, I would just say throw it out and buy a new one. It's not worth the chances of you getting an allergic reaction to it or even an eye infection. Another thing that I would suggest is avoid sharing these products with friends, with family. Again, especially when it comes to the eyes, like a mascara or an eyeliner, you really want to avoid cross-contamination. You don't know if that person has been keeping up with cleanliness around their eyes, and therefore you may get something in the long run. You also want to stop any eye product immediately if it causes any irritation, and if the problem persists, go see your eye doctor. Another thing is to always maintain clean hands when you're applying anything to your face. So whether that is moisturizer to your face, if you're applying makeup to your face, if you're removing makeup from your face, make sure that you wash your hands prior to. You don't realize all the things that you're touching throughout the day, and then you're touching your face, your eyes, your lips, and it's just, again, bacteria that you're applying to your face, so you want to avoid that. This next one is a funny one. So do not use saliva on your products or on your tools. Reason why I say this is I was recently watching a makeup artist, and she was saying how when she first started out, she would take her brushes and use saliva or her tongue in order to pick up more pigment, changing a shading on the color. You want to try to avoid doing that because the human mouth has so much bacteria. So therefore what you're doing is transferring that to your eye, and again, increasing the chances of an eye infection. If that's the goal that you're achieving, use a setting mist, use water if may be, but don't use your saliva. And again, I cannot stress this enough, is cleaning your brushes. So what I normally do is I spot clean my brushes after every use. And they sell these special sprays. You could get them at Sephora, at Ulta, at Target, at Walmart. They're available everywhere. And you spray your brush head and then you wipe it off on a paper towel and then you're good to go. I normally do a deep cleaning of my brushes every 2 weeks. And usually what I use is a facial cleanser, that has antibacterial properties, and it also has moisturizer, so it maintains a nice soft bristle for your next use. Alright, so I'm just going to show you how I take off my makeup at the end of every day. I never sleep with my makeup on. That's just going to do a lot of damage to your skin that you want to avoid. So I personally like to use the Garnier Skin Active makeup towelettes. These are my favorite, but you can certainly use whatever you would like, whatever works best for you. So these come out in a little towelette. And then you don't want to be wimpy, let's say, with taking off your makeup. You do want to obviously not hurt your eyes, but make sure that you're actually removing your makeup. So I really get into the lash line, and what I do is I wrap it around my finger and really get in there to remove the eyeliner. A lot of it is very waxy materials, so it's a little harder to get off. So definitely don't be scared. You're not going to hurt your eye. I mean, you're the one doing it, so you have all the power. It's not like somebody else is doing it, so you're not going to hurt yourself. And then what I do normally every other day, I would say, is I use these AccuSoft moist towelettes. And it has a cleanser on it that helps remove any oils, any debris, any allergens around the eyes. And Dr. Kravitz sells these in the office. You could also buy them at any pharmacy, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid. They have them also at Target, at Walmart. And this just keeps everything squeaky clean. And again, removes any type of bacteria that you have building up in the creases of your lids, on the lash line, on the oil glands. So it will definitely help your overall eye health. And then after you're done with this, you just wash your face. Thanks for listening. I hope these tips have helped you apply your makeup a little easier, knowing which brushes work best with certain products, and just maintaining your overall eye health.